Right, hello everybody and welcome. This is going to be Windigo versus Epsilon Esports. Pretty excited for this one. It is, of course, the Bets.net Challenger Series playing out for the EU draft at the moment. Quite a few of us are ready for this one. The knife round just getting underway. Epsilon, of course, riding off a high at the moment. For those of you that didn't catch it in the IEM closed qualifier earlier, they beat NRB 2-0. Quite decisively, I do say so myself. So coming into this one, they win the knife round as well, so they get to pick that CT side, which is obviously going to be a little bit more preferred. I think you can still make a good go of things on the T side for sure, but overall, you know, it's a bit more of a CT sided map, to say the least. I am hoping to have absolutely no issues with this one going into things, as there are fair few people relying on me at the moment. My name is, of course, Scriv here on Thunder Media TV. Do be sure to follow all the social medias and the channel and whatnot. Run quite a few, well, cover quite a few tournaments. Not really running them ourselves at the moment. Either way, getting into the pistol here. Smoke towards top mid. Smooya in the smoke, going to find Punisher. Immediate frag for his team. Really going to bode well. They're now going to be able to ease some of this pressure off of B. Play more reactively over towards A. Smooya picking up the second kill for his team as well through the hole there. Spellan now able to find Robin as he was tagged up earlier. The bomb also has gone down on the A-bomb site here over towards triple. Planted for connector or short, which I think really is for Spellan in this case, but he's only got himself blocked. So I'm not really expecting too much. The smoke has gone down. Sack as well is sat on it, and he's got that defuse kit. So that's going to be the pistol going the way of Epsilon in the end. Victor now just looking to survive, I think, really. Take that armor going into the next round. Maybe get himself an upgraded pistol, but a little bit closer. Wow, okay. I'm just gonna do one of these and just do one. Actually, wait, no, I don't have to do that. I can just go here and turn off the GoTV chat, because that is clearly not kosher. Anyway, force spike coming in here from Windigo, which is pretty interesting. Not something that you see very often, and as you can see, the CT side maybe not quite ready for it as Punisher picks up 2 with his UMP. Surreal on the edge of the smoke, gonna find Bubble. And now it's all on ships. Unfortunately, he goes down to Smooya. So, a reasonably good round, I suppose, but forcing into it, you know, they could have ecoed that one out, and now they would be pulling out AKs in this round. What we'd get in the bomb plant. Smooya, always the Joker. Spellan. I like to keep the chat on in these games, because it's not quite at the level high enough where like no one talks at all other than sort of asking for HP and saying have fun, and it's also not quite at that low enough level where teams will literally type anything in chat, and it's really not good to look at, you know, and sometimes it's a little bit unsafe, not safe for work, I suppose is the saying. Either way, forcing up again here, Windigo. Oh, is it Windigo, isn't it? Not Windigo. Windigo Gaming. Surreal pushing a little bit aggressive on ramp. Does pay off, though, as he picks up the kill. Onto Punisher and drops the bomb. Smooya gets one, but he's only got a USP. Probably saving for the old AWP there. Gets taken down, and Ship's finding the head of Robin. Now turns it into Victor. Hello. 3 versus 2 with that kill. The long-range P250. Down middle. Still got control of the bomb, though, on the CT side. It's quite the advantage. Now a 3 versus 2. Still with 40 seconds remaining. They need to retrieve this bomb on the T side. The Molotov going down does split them in half. Surreal again going to drop that bomb. This time a little bit closer to the T's, and they've also got Sack on the flank there. So Surreal just playing it safe, putting down the flashbangs. He knows he's got that slightly superior weaponry, but he's also on low HP, and just waiting for the flank to come in. But it has been seen now, maybe a bit of noise being made by Sack to make him savvy to that. So they're just going to rush in, pick up Surreal isolate these 1v1s. The bomb about to go down as well. Sack, though, on the edge of that smoke. Finds Ships. I think they were both kind of going for the same play there. And again, not quite able to finish Spellan off. That could be costly, but he's left on 16 HP, so it's definitely doable here. Only one bullet needs to be found, but he can't, and Spellan going to win it out. 2-1 now. Windigo Gaming get their first round on the board in a slightly heartbreaking fashion. Epsilon are going to buy here, opting to pick up the AWP. And some slightly lesser weaponry here. I think the AWP going in the hands of Smooya, and then Smooya dropped Surreal and M4. So there you go. Pretty much sorted in that respect, but still the buy not ideal, you know, not a great amount of weaponry. It's really going to come off of Smooya finding these early picks, which he is definitely capable of doing. One of the starlets of this team and of the region. Robin goes down, but he only had a CZ. Cosmine able to trade him, but the trade's going back and forth. 4 versus 3 in the advantage of Windigo Gaming. Oh, Spellan on the stairs though, getting a little bit aggressive. Almost shot down from that position, but Surreal is going to get traded out. So now he's on the man of the hour, Smooya. He finds the head of Victor. Flash going out for him. No one but himself, and caught out in the open there. Unfortunately, 3 versus 1 now for Sack. He does have this M4. And he has picked up the first kill. Spellan as well on 34 HP. It's not impossible here. Ship's watching for the flank, but he's just going straight in. Only got a flashbang, no kit. So there's not very much time for him to be doing kind of the slow walking all over the place that he is doing at the moment. Got to make a lot of noise now. Doesn't really have any time left, so just like I say, maybe the AWP he sees it, but unfortunately Ships is savvy to the fact, and of course with the sound cues peeks out and takes him down. So, evening up the scoreline there, and now Epsilon going to be on pretty much a full eco here, just a few P250s, so quite easily I think going to be Windigo Gaming picking up a 3rd round, for sure. Maybe a quick look at the economy, yeah, probably a 4th as well, unless Epsilon go for a bit of an edgy buy, as it is known. Up against 3 AKs, a Mac 10, and an AWP, especially with that Mac 10 kind of leading the charge in the hands of Spellan. Should be relatively simple for Windigo. Going up connector, playing together, making sure they're not going to lose any players, any separate rifles, and give them a cross, because they do respect this Epsilon lineup, the skill within it that could possibly, you know, go huge in a round like this, given the AWP or one of those AKs. It's just a case of checking all the angles at this point. A lot of the Epsilon players kind of hiding out, and there you go. The kills quite easily going the way of the T side right now. Cosmine did pick up one onto Bubble. Other than that, it's just Smooya in 1 versus 4. He's going to get spotted out. Ooh, doesn't find that kill, actually. I thought he would find that kill onto Spellan. Tagged him down to 16 HP initially, but just couldn't find the final shot in the end. Looks like a pause being called here as well for Epsilon. No one really sure what's going on. I would imagine a tactical pause looking at it, but even with the admin asking for a pause. Boys, what's going on? There's some beef in this matchup, surely. Really getting at each other tonight. Ooh. What's going on, boys? Spicy. I'm glad I've got the chat on. It's spicy stuff. A little bit of rivalry going on here. A little bit odd, but either way, getting back into things now. Again, not really a strong buy from Epsilon here, especially when you've got the likes of Smooya on your team. You really want to be giving him the opportunity with that AWP, honestly. If you're not doing that, if you're denying it completely, it's a little bit of an issue. Ball's going either way at the moment. Ooh, through the smoke, Robin going to find Spellan, who's the bomb planter. And in the chaos, Sack as well has found Victor. So there's still Bubble and Punisher remaining. Bubble with the AWP in hand, but the remaining he's going to be aware of that. He tries to get a little bit aggressive and gets taken down, and Sack picks up the final kill. So it doesn't really matter that he's got a Famous, because he gets himself a 2k. But I think it really was that kill from Robin through the smoke, honestly, that secured that round, dropping the bomb out in the open. And as the smokes began to dissipate, it was easier for the CTs to essentially retake the site when there's not the pressure of the bomb being down and post-plant positions and all that kind of thing. A little bit too chaotic for the T side to deal with there. Still a reasonably weak buy though. 2 Famouses and an MP9 is not ideal. Safe to say the economies of both teams at the moment really not where they want them to be. Still they have a chance of picking it up. Bubble, I think, blocked Spellan a little bit as he tried to escape from that one, but does eventually trade the kill back, but at the cost of his own life. Now Surreal playing on the edge of the snow. You see this time and time again on Mirage. Picks up 2. Ships doesn't even know where he's getting shot from. And now all on Punisher. He does pick up Robin. The AK and the low HP combination together works out for Surreal. So Epsilon win that one. Destroy the economy of Windigo Gaming. Make sure not to get reset themselves. And it's looking pretty good here, to say the least. There was a chance I think Windigo could have started to run away with things, the weak CT economy, but nice bit of luck, I suppose, or predictive skill, call it what you will. Epsilon are keeping it neck and neck at the moment. Holy, this man is on fire, Smooya. Honestly, talking smack in the chat. I think where this comes from, for those of you that don't know, there was an event, an ESL event, Battle of Nations, I think, that Smooya and Robin were playing on Endpoint, I think. I'm not entirely sure, but it was definitely an event, an ESL event, Clash of Nations, which saw the winners of each country's kind of like premiership, if that makes sense, play off against each other, and I'm pretty sure Smooya and Robin must have beaten Spellan's team. The way the opening frag this round actually goes to Bubble. He gets a second as well over on short, so really good opening frags from him to get a 5 versus 3 situation very quickly off the bat. Just about a minute on the clock. Better buy here from the CTs though. It's pretty much just all AKs now on the T side. A little bit of utility, but they really need to start getting some more frags here, because otherwise the time's going to run away from them, and chance, if read correctly, which it seems at the moment they're reading it incorrectly, that the rotates could very much change the man advantage factor that they have. They've got 2 over towards B, and it actually looks like it's going to be A. Getting spotted out by Punisher, will get taken down. The bomb should be going down momentarily because the remaining 2 CTs are very far away. Now whether they go for this is another question. Ahead of Victor, we spot out a second towards Connector. Both got kits, a Molotov and a flashbang as well to play with. But I like this from Ships. He's flanking all the way around so that even if they do get up through connector, the bomb's still going to be planted for him. And if it comes down to that, you know, 1 versus X situation, there's definitely a chance that he can take it. But it looks like, due to the fact that they're not getting very much info, they're just going to go for the save, and Ships actually goes down, but his job is essentially done. He is really bad-mouthing this one. But, you know, it's just kind of the way he is. He has always been. Casted him at Epic 22 a few months ago, and pretty much like every clutch situation that his team won, he would just shout at the top of his lungs some kind of profanity. And then when he was told not to do that, he just started to think. I mean, I might have been misinformed on that one, but he was definitely screeching, just screeching nothing. You know, just a loud sound every time they won something. Pretty sure on that one. Smooya opening up with the orb, does eventually get traded back. Finisher though picks up 2 of his own. 1 more of his own rather for his team. The 5 versus 2 situation now. It's the bomb. It's going to go down momentarily. I think Ship's just waiting for the smoke to go down so that he can get across. Actually does get tagged through the smoke. Very low HP, and Surreal on the edge of the smoke doesn't spot out Ships. So the bomb still goes down. There was definitely potential for him to get 2 there. It's planted for short here. I mean, this could be a crazy turn of events. Ship's trying to make it sound like he's running away. Zach as well. Kind of confused as to what is going on here, whether he's trying to come through or not. So the mind game's very much in effect here. Find this kill, he does. Now he's trying to get away to save. Ooh, the AWP is on him though, and Bubble will find the shot. So 5-5, and it is absolutely neck and neck right now, ladies and gents. Absolutely incredible how close it is at the moment, not gonna lie. As there are a few options to go for here. Does look like they're just gonna go for the solid soft eco, few deagles, a little bit of armor on a couple of the players, but other than that, not much really. There is money on a few of the players, but then some of the other players have got nothing at all. Looks like a pretty quick A hit here. A lot of damage being done though on some of these players. Especially Ships with his Mac 10, but they've got 3 Mac 10s kind of leading the charge here, coming in from all angles, and now it's just Cosmine all alone. And 1 versus 5, picks up 1, but immediately traded back. So 6-5. Windigo take the lead yet again. Pull by now though from them. Smooya back on the AWP. Few kits here and there. Really good economy management, I suppose, for the most part. Casted a few games earlier where the economy management was kind of down the toilet. You know, you start losing rounds rather, and you can very easily, especially on the CT side, just let your economy run away from you. You know, and when it does come to those buy rounds, yes, you're pulling out an M4, but that's pretty much all you've got. You know, there's not many kits. There's not many grenades. I think one of the key things to realise about CS is it's not all about out-aiming your opponent. A lot of it is kind of isolating the 1v1s. Or, if you know that 4 players are running at you, at least doing a bit of damage before you go down with a Molotov. Or someone flashing you in so that you can pick up a crazy 4K. Which all of these players are definitely capable of doing if it comes easy to them. Robin picking up 2 with a little bit of help from Cosmine as well. In a 5 versus 2 situation very quickly. It was 5 versus 5, and all of a sudden, all the players on Windigo are dead. So now it's just Punisher 1 versus 5. Took a while, but he finds Robin. Left on 22 HP though, and everyone knows exactly where he is. So would be a crazy clutch to pull off. Cosmine will finish him. 6-6 now, and I mean, it really is neck and neck. Back and forth at the moment for these two teams. Very evenly matched, it would seem. Mirage as well, a map, you know, I mentioned earlier. Typically CT-sided, that's kind of your comfort zone. But if you're capable of it, get that mid control, pull out some good A executes out of your back pocket, you can definitely have a good go at things on the T side. That's what we're seeing here. Smuya moving all around the map at the moment. He's been mid, particularly short. But at the moment, he's just sat bench with that AWP. Always one to watch, especially because Windigo kind of haphazardly pulling out the AWP on Bubble. He's kind of, and always has been as a player, especially recently, very hit and miss with it, I think. So has kind of become a bit more of a hybrid player rather than just a dedicated AWPer. I think one thing to point out as well, both of these teams are relatively new lineups. I think a lot of the players on Epsilon have played together before. I like this boost as well. This is not something that we see very often, actually. That is hella spooky, man. But I don't really think it's going to pay off because they're actually in towards A by the looks of things as the smokes come raining in. So perhaps that boost might come into fruition in a later round, but for now, looks like not. The Molotov putting a bit of a stop to things to allow the rotates to come in. Robin with a triple kill on ramp. Does eventually get taken down by Punisher, but his work has definitely been done for this round. And now it's Bubble in the 1 versus 3, caught with his knife out by Smuya. A beautiful 3K by Robin to pull his team ahead ultimately and pretty much demolish the economy of the T side here. You know, they've got a few CZs. Other than that, there's really not much to write home about. As you would expect, it's probably going to go to 8-6 and then come down to that final round as to whether it goes 9-6 or 8-7. No denying this half has been so close. I mean, looking at the scoreboard, it's string of rounds on this map. Epsilon not even able to get the third conversion round here after winning the pistol, very narrowly losing that one out. So a lot of key rounds that could possibly have worked in favour of either team, you know, down to these clutch situations. Who's trying to come with one? I'm not really sure what Spellan is doing there. Robin gets himself another double, but Bubble has been boosted up. Cosby is not so sure about that. Can play a little bit further back, but does get taken down. Ships with a clean little headshot onto Robin. So a nice bit of damage being done. Bubble now in a 1 versus 3. Bomb dropped. He's got an AK, but doesn't have the armour. And Surreal finds his head pretty much immediately there. So nice bit of damage being done, but at this point, so late into the half, it really doesn't matter if they have to drop a few guns across. It's the final round now. So it's essentially just stat padding for Bubble there in that situation. But quickly a 5 versus 4 as Bubble picks up that kill on Robin. Immediately traded back though by Cosmine as he's so close in window to make sure no overall damage is done. Spellan getting through the connector. I like doing that one, and now they all burst straight out onto A as well. 4 versus 2 here in the final round. No saving really, I don't think it's going to come in. Smuya trying to watch for something from short, but probably not going to get very much. Going to have to push up through connector, do a little bit of a split retake here. The AWP on the retake, never really the ideal weaponry, especially when you've got so many players to find. you know, the one bullet at a time. Everyone's going to be playing these crossfires or the bait setups. Looks like what they're trying to go for is just a basic ninja. First kill found onto Spellan. That gets on the bomb, does get taken down eventually. Now Smooya trying to get on it, but Punisher flies out and will take him down. So a pretty clean final round there, but such a close half. 8-7. Epsilon maybe could have taken a few more, especially around the pistol area. Losing out to some crazy force buys from Windigo. Looks like they're pretty much getting straight into the second half. There's generally a little bit of time in between, but they've both said that they're ready. Second half gets going. Smooya 16-8, pretty nice. I'm singing his praises at the moment. Being a UK boy, I'm a little bit biased for Smooya. He's kind of the last bastion of hope for UKCS. So is Surreal to a certain extent as well, both from the UK. But Smooya is quite the talent, you know, at a young age, and very fiery, as you can see in the chat. Very passionate about the game. We will see. I'm trying to keep my bias non-existent. Windigo with a pretty conventional pistol setup here. 4 over towards A. Could possibly pay off. A couple of smokes coming out. Seems to be a bit more of a bait setup, but into an A split here, which is quite interesting because the T side, of course, are going to be partially smoked out there. Smooya finds Bubble on stairs. And Sack finds Victor. There's still Ships Punisher to find, however, and Spellan on the flank. Ships picking up 2 clean headshots from Sandwich. Makes this pretty difficult now. 3 versus 2. The bomb, however, is making its way towards B, and this could be huge, especially if Cosmine is able to hold off these flanks. Or the rotates, rather. They're not even flanks at this point. They're just rotating back, but Ships with his third. He is a clean USP player, it would seem. And now, all on Smooya, 1 versus 3. They're not really sure whether he's going A or B at this point. So they're just sat in CT waiting for Sankey. The bomb goes down, and Ships finds the shot. Clean as you like. 1 versus 1 pretty much every single time. Won himself a 1 versus 2 as well, just kind of the isolated situations. And gets a 4K in the round. Only expended about 10 of his bullets, so pretty clean, boys. If he comes alive this half, it could definitely be difficult. CT side of Windigo is yet to be seen. But like I said earlier, to be expected that it's a little bit more comfortable, a little bit stronger for most teams. I mean, it was a very close T half, so they weren't, for them, they weren't very dominating at all. Pistols on middle, though. Up against 3 here. Smooya finding himself 2 kills at the back end of mid with a little bit of help from his friends. So it's suddenly a 3 versus 3. The aggression in middle from the CT is really not paying off. Ships gets his hand on the M4. He's on the flank here. Not able to take him down there. And now, once again, in the clutch situation, Smooya all by himself. He does have the bomb in hand, and he's also got players on the wrong end of the map. They think he's going B. So he's at least going to get the bomb down, so he's going to have plenty of money going into round number 18, that's for sure. He's already found 2. Question remains, will he be able to find 2 more? I think what he's going to go for here is the long con. He's planted the bomb for sure. He's going to run all the way around. The question now is, will he be able to get there fast enough, actually? Because there's a chance, if they are savvy to this fact and they get straight on the bomb, might not be there, but they are taking their time, which does make sense. Smoking off connector. Now it depends on whether Smooya can find the shots. He hits 1. They're returning shots. He only needs to hit a couple more bullets. He's got the M4 out. Trying to spray down, but unfortunately not able to do it. And it begs the question, if he kept the Deagle out there and hit 1 or 2 more shots, might have been able to deny that one. And it could have been huge. And swapping to the M4 as well, which didn't have enough bullets in it for a full clip spray. Bit of a shame. They're able to get a reasonably good buy now, Epsilon, off the back of that bomb plant in the pistol, and the bomb plant is gone. Another rush up mid here. Sack dink down to 3 HP. I don't have an AWP to deal with. Doing hardly any damage at all. And I think Epsilon have said, right, okay, fine. You can have mid control. We're out of here. Rotating back towards A. Going for a quick A hit. There's only one player over towards CT. Jumping as well has been spotted. But the call will be coming in, and now they've got players to deal with from connector. Bubble drops the bomb. The smoke is completely whiffed by Smooya. Finds the kill. Gets himself a second as well. Meanwhile, in the chaos, Smooya has also picked up one with the AWP. So now, in a 4 versus 2 situation, some pretty low HP players. The boost coming in from Firebox there leaves Punisher in a 1 versus 3 as he finds Smooya. The bomb dropped right in front of him. He takes down Sack. Surreal as well on low HP. Doesn't have his teammate with him. So definitely a chance it if Punisher can find the kill quickly. He's savvy to the fact that he could be getting flanked as well, but the timing, just as Cosmine comes around the corner, of course he does not have the benefit of the X-ray. Doesn't see Cosmine and gets taken down. That is the nature of CSGO though, unfortunately. And flashed by teammates and beaten out by timing. Pretty much how everyone loses. Opting to buy up here, I think because Spellman was able to pull out an AWP. Smooya getting blinded as well, not quite sure what buy there, but either way his head is found. Trade coming back in on the ramp, so it's back into a 4 versus 4. Punisher up close and personal though. It's definitely punishing with that UMP. Surreal left on 35 HP here. So 4 versus 3 in favour of the CTs, and they're not really sure what they're dealing with as well, I think, in this case. They know that they've definitely forced up. But it now becomes a question whether or not the rest of the players have got, you know, rifles and whatnot. They've not had to face off against Victor or Bubble as of yet. Just the AWP and the UMP, really. I want to make something happen on B. We still have this issue of Surreal being on such a low HP, but Bubble is kind of jumping around like a bit of a madman, being the only B player, a little bit risky. Gets taken down by Robin. Bomb should be going down momentarily, but I think a small victory at the very least here for Windigo. Is they are going to go for the retake. I think it would need some early frags to be found. Victor's got his hands on an AK. There's no kit though, and time is definitely of the essence. And they are just going to back off because they're not getting any peeks from the Epsilon side. No even opportunity to pick up a kill. And of course now that they got that AK and they've got the AWP, the power of those 2 weapons pretty much unprecedented by any other gun. Not quite sure what the AWP's doing there, but Surreal finds anyway. But yeah, those two weapons I think are, you know, the top 2 weapons in the game. If you ask me, if you can use them correctly. Of course, the one-tap potential of the AK and the one-shot potential in general of the AWP. You know, very hard to replicate with any other gun. Could say the Deagle, but that's not really fully automatic, is it? So. I think it's a flash from A, actually. Looking at the trajectory that blinded Smooya in that round. Someone from CT throws it and it blinds like top mid. That's pretty crazy, actually. Smooya getting spotted out, misses the shot. Allows Bubble to take him down. He's not going to get his hands on the AWP. He's definitely going to do some damage. And in a game like this, where it's so close, and these players seem to have a little bit of a history against each other, it would seem that any kind of, you know, mistake is going to tilt you more than it would usually. So, painful stuff. Minute remaining, still 5 versus 4. The T's yet to trade back any kind of a kill. A limited amount of utility. I think they're trying to fake out an A play here. There are 3 players over towards A, but they've still got 2 to deal with on the B bomb site. Bubble and Spellan, who's the man with the AWP. But it's going to be difficult. Bubble with the CZ up close and personal is definitely how he wants it as well. Finds himself a second for the round. Punisher picks up Surreal. Team damage coming in from Cosmine. And Victor, the final kill for him. So, not a great round in the end from Epsilon, unfortunately. As they all just kind of trickle out onto the balcony of B-Apps. Get picked up by that AWP as well. Didn't really have much to deal with that. Of course, because their initial AWP went down. So, a bit of a problem. Definitely props to Bubble, though, for the close range play, knowing how to use that CZ on that side of the map. Ooh. Nade somewhere doing massive damage to Sack. Of course, he's only on the AWP, so I think it was top middle. He's got no armor at all, and now he's going to trade it across to Smooya because there's a myriad of weapons to choose from. Trades his AWP for an AK, and then trades his AK for a Deagle. I think he might have been a little bit spammed there in the end for that one by his teammates in the old voice chat. Oh, Victor with a double spray down. Shame that we missed the entirety of that, but still, picking up both of those kills on ramp is huge for his team. Drops the AWP, drops one of the AK players in Cosmine. So, minimising the amount of damage that can be done here. The Mac 10 on Surreal, no match for 2 fully blown players. Robin drops the bomb, and now it is the initial for himself. He's the only one to pick up a kill for his team, but not able to win it out, obviously. 1 versus 5, a bit of a huge ass with nothing but a Deagle. Now it is kind of the make or break time because it's 11-10, round number 22, and it's been neck and neck all game. Windigo are really in a good position to build up their economy, and Epsilon know this. And Epsilon's economy is not really in any position to deny them that at this point. So, 1 P250, and what looks to be kind of straight up short play, not quite sure. They've got 2 players to deal with, though, in Bubble and Punisher, and they pretty much all go down there. Cosmine finds the head of Punisher, a little boost step. But now he's the only one in, and they know exactly where he is. Bubble with a 4K, loving those eco frags. Drops an M4 down to his teammate, who I believe was just on a UMP. And now it really, really is the key round of the game. Windigo either are going to start to run away with it if they win this one, looking at the economy of that team. You know, especially on Bubble and Punisher after that previous round is pretty ideal. Got a lot of money in the bank. To win this one, it's going to be even more money in the bank. Probably able to buy if they keep on winning and kind of losing players. And Epsilon, if they lose this one, their money's going to be almost non-existent. I think the loss bonus will definitely be stacking up. Not quite on the 3,400 mark as of yet, but it'll be 2,900. So they could still pull out some kind of a force buy, but definitely a weak force buy for sure. So it is a chance for Epsilon to even up the scoreline again, pull the game back in their favour, or for Windigo to really start running away with it. Very, very important round here in round number 23. The slow, methodical mid-control coming in from Epsilon. A little bit of nade damage being done onto Robin and Surreal. But other than that, it's so slow at the moment. I think both these teams have, you know, the caliber of skill and experience to know how important this round really is. Surreal thinks that short is clear, but it isn't. There's someone hidden right in the corner. I believe it's Punisher. A fair amount of damage will finish off Smooya. Leaves Surreal on 39 HP, so not a great start. Sack as well drops the bomb on ramp as Ships is pushed up. Ships getting himself a second. Now it's all on Robin. He picks up one, a nice 180 spray down onto short, but he's on 9 HP. Still a huge ask. Got 3 more players to find. They're all in close vicinity to him as well. He's only got a flash in hand. He's going for the long con. He's only got 10 seconds actually, so he's not going for the long con. He's going for the save. As he sits in underpass, hoping to keep a hold of this AK and maybe do something with it in the next round. But Windigo Gaming now 13-10 up on this CT side. Starting to build a fair amount of bank. Could possibly pull out an AWP here, which is something that they've not done previously. Put another spanner in the works for Epsilon Esports. It would seem Epsilon are just going to go with a bit of a soft eco. A few pistols, a little bit of armor here and there if they can afford to pick it up. But sort of, I believe the call would be from the in-game leader, which if I'm not mistaken is Robin. I could be completely wrong on that though. I know he's been an in-game leader in the past, but I'm not so sure in this iteration. But the call from the in-game leader, nonetheless, would be buy down to 2,000. See what we can make out of that. Going to be a full-on B rush here. Spellan is the man. Finds 3 headshots with that triple spray down. Now it's on Surreal. He does have armor and an AK in hand. Throws down the smoke. Still got a player on short. I think he wants to get this plant at the very least here for his team. Still, the 1 versus 3 situation is a hugely difficult ask. Going for a bit of a fake plant. There's no one in the close vicinity to him, though. They're all sat in... There's a bit of flaming in the chat. Distracted me slightly, but Victor finishes it off as you would expect. Surreal only on 50 HP. They really don't like each other, these players. I mean, this is possibly past the point of banter. In all honesty. Either way, 14-10 now in favour of Windigo. So you can chat all the smack that you like, Robin, but if you're not able to pull it out on the scoreboard, then it is you who is a bit of a loser, I suppose. So close. I think his silhouette being spotted there. Surreal spraying like a madman. Will get taken down. Sack, though, with the 3K. Missed out on that one, but an incredible opener for his team. Flattening the CT side. A 3 versus 2 now. Don't have the AWP, and Sack is on low HP. This is huge here, though, if Cosmin can get under. Ooh, doesn't quite find the kill. I think he had it there, looking at the silhouettes. Or he thought he had it. The nade doesn't finish it off either. So a 2 versus 2. Very low HP players. 1 apiece for either team. Robin here looking to find this kill. He picks up Bubble. Now it's all on Spellan. Man who has been at the brunt of what would appear to be the beef. It's really coming down to the wire here. You can just see there from Robin. His thought process is, I need this flashbang. It could really help me out. So I'm going to run straight in. The flash coming in completely blinds up Spellan. So buys a bit more time, but now the Molotov cuts off Robin to be peeking here. Sack, though, is just hiding, which I think is probably the correct play. The bomb so far ticked as well. Spellan doesn't have enough time to check everywhere, and Sack pulls it out when his team needs him most. He was on 8 frags previous to that. He was probably looking across, yeah, he was the lowest fragger on the server. Only on 14 deaths, so it's kind of one of those situations where maybe if he's playing a more supportive role, he's not necessarily playing badly, he's just not at the forefront of all of the kills, if that makes sense. But in that round, he certainly was. The 3K to open up the bomb site and the final one to win it out for his team is massive. It's going to pay dividends to the morale as well, the confidence of the team, to see those kind of individual plays come to light. Always bodes well. Now, really comes down to this. 14-11. Definitely not impossible for either team to win this one. But curtains. A perfect flash, though, allows Surreal to pick up Victor. In connector, completely untraded as well. They need these rounds. They need to be pulling out the smart plays, the coordinated plays. Proving why they are one of the hottest up-and-comers at the moment. Proving why they were able to beat Na'Vi earlier. Ooh! My goodness gracious. Cosmin with the one tap. Not through the smoke. It was kind of faded. He saw that the player was down, but still. Beautiful one tap. Beautiful double spray down, however, from Punisher. Drops the bomb. Terrible flashbang, however. Can't help but have a bit of a giggle at that one. But the kills are going the way of the CT side right here. Very well recovered in the end by Cosmine and Surreal. It did look for a split second there. The CTs were picking up the kills, but it's still good because they may not have won the round, you know, from the Windigo Gaming perspective. But if you look on this T side right now, where they've got to be winning these rounds, you know, they can't lose the rounds, otherwise they're going to get their economy destroyed. And of course they'll be up against 3 match points. The fact that Windigo Gaming are pulling kills across, smooth, yeah. Double spray down in Palace. Chips gets one, but does get traded. But yeah, the fact that the CTs are still getting kills, it's keeping the economy of the T side on the ropes. But they're cool with that, it would seem. They've definitely come alive now that their back has been planted against the wall. Finding the kills here. Punisher picks up Cosmine, but 3 versus 2 with the bomb being down, and Spellan only got that FAMAS. I would imagine they're going for the save here. I don't think they're going for some crazy rotate play. Just going for the save because it is really getting close. Crazy game this evening, ladies and gentlemen, of 2 of, you know, the strongest teams in the European region. Solidly proven themselves to be some pretty strong lineups. Of course, Epsilon today, as I have mentioned previously, you know, have beaten Navi, but Windigo have also had a really good go of things against some of the best tier 2 teams in Europe. Pause coming in here. Technical pause, apparently. Cosmine seems to be the only one on the Epsilon side that hasn't bought up. He has now. Not really sure at this point, and you also can't trust the words of Smooya sometimes. At least in a kind of jokey, gamey kind of sense. Not like, you know, life or death situation. I'm not saying that. I don't know him that well, but he's a bit of a joker. So it may well be a tactical pause. And at this point, 14-13, I would imagine. Probably is. At least a half and half kind of pause coming out, I suppose. Pretty much a full eco from Windigo Gaming. The unpause comes in, as you can see. It's just the 2 players that saved. And then a couple P250s and a Deagle. So I think definitely a chance here for Epsilon to even up the scoreline, bar some crazy individual play. It's really going to need Punisher to come alive. And he has been playing really well for his team. 24-17, the best KDA on the server at the moment. But he's going to have to find some pretty huge fraggies if he wants his team to take this round, take us to match point. Heavy mid-aggression from the T side is really at this point. They want to be. Punisher trying to get on the underside of that smoke. Will go down Smooya. Zach as well finds the head of Spellan. So that's the 2 rifles down pretty much instantly in this round. About 35 seconds in. Now they're going to make their way towards B, which would be the place to go. Especially after they take down Bubble, because the remaining 2 CT players are just pushing up ramp, trying to catch a lurker perhaps and save some kind of a rifle is all they can really hope for at this point. But unluckily for them, the T side are savvy to the fact that they could lose a player, lose a rifle, and at this point you don't want stuff like that happening. So they're all just playing together. Smooth as well, really not feeling it on the AWP, it would seem, on the T side, so he's come off of it. And it's just kind of playing with his team. They're just playing as a unit right now. This is very MSL style T side at the moment. Everyone just kind of rolls together. Because it's so close. You know, one mistake from one player could really cost them the round. Even the smallest of mistakes, honestly. The AWP on bubble this round could be huge, however, if we can find those early picks. 4 players over towards the A side of the map. Only 1 on B, which interestingly is Bubble, who is that AWP player. So he's not being proactive with it. He's more being of a defensive turret style AWP. Which again, I think plays into this fact that he's kind of lost his confidence. Ships. Finds Cosmine. Loses a lot of his HP for it, but at this point, anything goes. Smoke execute over towards A from middle. So probably looking to get themselves up short here. Reading into the fact that there's quite a few players on the A-bomb site. Punisher from behind, however. Picks up Sack, and now it's into a 5 versus 3. Gonna need one of these star players to come alive here. Smooya knows Punisher around. Crouch peek in that corner, finds his head. Now they have a slight little bit of control back. It rotates as well from the CT side coming in. They opt not to go with it because I'm not really sure as to what's going on. There's still ships on 19 HP on this A-bomb site if they can abuse that. I feel like the T side would be aware of that as well. Just being quiet now as they are coming out of connector. Ships hidden in firebox. Victor and CT spots out the first player, not able to find the spray down. Robin as well doesn't find the trade. Not Robin, rather. I think it was Smooya on the close. Comes out of ammo. So it's a 3 versus 2. Could have definitely been a 2 versus 2. Victor finds the head of Smooya. That's going to deny the bomb plant and allow Bubble in. So 15-14 here. Quick look at the economy on that T side. Says it should be fine. Enough to get us to a possible overtime. I would imagine. I hope. Some of these kind of tournaments just take the points, but I think it would definitely go to an overtime. Keep the excitement up here, honestly. This has been a great game so far. You know, it's not like one team has gone on a 9-round tear and the other one suddenly has gone on a 9-round tear of their own. Or anything like that, where it's just 2 one-sided affairs, as you sometimes get with scorelines like these. It's been back and forth and back and forth. You just take a look at the scoreboard there, and you can just see teams winning strings of rounds for the most part, especially in that first half. No one able to get more than 3 rounds. Great game of Counter-Strike this evening. Great end to the day for many of us. Either way, final round of regulation. Surreal picks up the first kill. Smooya as well with the 180 onto short. Ships has picked up 2, but very quickly traded back, and now it's all on Bubble. In a 1 versus 3 on the edge of the smoke. Spots out Sack. Not savvy to the fact that Robin is planting there. He's dropped his AWP. He opts to go for the FAMAS. In a 1 versus 2. Smooya left on 20 HP. Definitely doable. He's got a kit in hand as well, but this is going to come down to finding the shots. And that is it. No utility for him. As he's walking straight in. Savvy to the fact that there's one connector, but he looks away and Smooya going to find him. And we are going to overtime, as the E-bot has said. Such a great game so far, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully shouldn't be too long going into overtime. This is my first game covering the Bets.net Challenger Series, so I would imagine it just depends on... It's going to go to a warm-up, it would seem, but I think both teams look like they're pretty much ready to go into this one. Smooya almost dropping 30 there. Punisher as well, putting up some really good numbers. Names to watch out for. I mean, Cosmine and Victor are a little bit quiet for both of their teams and dying a lot as well. Zack and Cosmine on the same amount of kills, but again, you have to look at the overall KDA. Both teams ready now as we are getting into overtime. MR10 10k, which is pretty interesting to go with. Honestly, the economy is going to be a really big factor here. It's MR6 10k, you can kind of get away with some crazy buys, but I mean, if Windigo here, pulling out the double AWP setup, if they lose this round, then it could really cost them for the rest of the half. In all honesty. It's pretty interesting to go with. Obviously nothing that the players can control or that I can control. Ooh, you're watching that crack. Ooh, he gets spotted out himself, though. Don't think it quite works the other way around there. Spellan going to pick him up. 5 versus 4 on a great opener. They really do need this round. I can't stress enough how important it is for the first half here of the overtime. Just take a quick look at the money. I mean, if they lose this one out, they're going to be able to buy for like one more round. And then they need to win the rest of them from there. They're going to have no money in the bank if they lose this one. Whereas the T side, slightly safer. The AK is a little bit cheaper as well. It's not the AKs that are coming out on top, though, here. It is, in fact, the M4s as Victor finds his team second. Charging in there, Robin will trade him back. Bubble is behind him to make sure he does not go untraded. So now a 4 versus 2. The bomb yet to go down as well. There is a smoke down, so I think Sack can definitely do it. These are 2 of the quieter players on the side. Not ready for a second player. Or even a third to be over towards CT. And now it's all on Cosme in the 1 versus 3. He's aware that there's another one at CT. Not able to find him, though. The double up setup coming up huge there for Windigo. It's 3 kills between the 2 players that had the AWPs in hand. They are able to buy up pretty soundly into this one. T side as well, of course, did have some money left. Smoothie, as you can see, a little bit poorer than everybody else. Pulling out that AWP. Surreal finds the head of ships over towards CT. Smoke execute coming in, but Victor picks up a second through the smoke. He's really come alive in overtime here for his squad. Picking up 2 in this round. Cosme is pushed into CT, but the trades are on at the moment. Really, really on point. Especially from Victor. I mean, he gets the 3 kills that his team needs here. Got a player on the flank and 2 in jungle. Smoothie and Sack being pretty loud on the clutch rounds, but Victor is just trading everybody here. He's on the 4K, and now it's left all on Sack. He's not ready for this player on the flank as well, by the looks of it. Just waiting for Victor to take it out, and it's not going to happen, as Bubble will pick him up. So 18-15. Windigo Gaming now.
Counter-terrorists win.
Economy. Still able to buy up. Smoothie is going to be on a downgraded weapon with the economy that he's got, his personal economy. But as a team economy, they're able to get a pretty decent buyout. But this one's pretty important. They're going to be up against an auto sniper for the first time in this game. 17-15. I believe MR10, if maths helps me out here. They need 6 rounds, so it would be 21 in total to win this. A little bit more room than MR6, but like I say, the economy factor really does come into it here. Straight up B rush, a little bit of a B split, I suppose. 2 players on short, 3 in apps rather. Not working out here. The AWP has picked up 2 kills apiece. The rotator here as well. It's Cosme and Surreal. Cosme not able to get the double spray down. Chips is watching that angle, does get taken down, and now it is Surreal in a 1 versus 2. They know he's low HP, finds the head of ships. Now in the 1 versus 1, looking for the 4K up against Bubble. And it's a question of out-rotating each other. There is definitely a chance that he could walk round Bubble, not sure of where he's coming from, but Surreal has stopped in his tracks. He's got 55 seconds or thereabouts on the clock. Just needs to play this right. The timing is going to be huge here. Once Surreal decides to walk out, which way he decides to go. Bubble checks the left. He's not so sure, but he spots it out, and he will find the first kill. It's not actually MR10, so that has absolutely blown my mind, because now we're going into the second half. So the whole thing that I talked about economy, I don't know why it says out of 10 there at the top. There must be a little bit of an issue on the E-bot, to be honest, but then it swapped them over. That's so confusing, guys. So it should, you know, logically say out of 6. So it's going to be 19 rounds for the win. So Epsilon need all 3 rounds here to take us to double overtime. Not even a victory for them, you know, it would go to double overtime is the best that they can hope for here. So a really good first overtime half from Windigo Gaming. Probably plays into the fact that some of these players, slightly more experienced on the Windigo side, a little bit older. They've played in some of the bigger events, I think, years ago. Must have been 2015, possibly 2016. EFrag, if anyone remembers that team. Which included Spellan, Bubble, and Victor, as well as Spy Leader and one other player, I can't remember now. But they were an infamous upset team. They would be, you know, the best of teams. Fnatic when it was their era, on best of ones and the like. B Execute coming in by the looks of things. It just takes a couple of smokes. Only thrown in 1 at the moment to stop the vision from Van coming in. Sack, though, is going to get smart and try and push up a little bit. Got himself an AWP in hand, so that's interesting. Actually a triple AWP setup on this CT side at the moment. They need these rounds, so I suppose anything goes. The flash coming in here, but Sack ready for it. He bounces away. The rotates are coming in as well. He just needs to stay alive. The smoke's over towards short. So Cloud9 make great use of that. Bubble and Victor picking up 2 for his team, for their team rather. Robin as well, I think, getting dinked down through the wall. Smooya now runs through the smoke, does get traded back pretty much immediately. So a 3 versus 2. It all comes down to this. Surreal on the AWP, not ideal on the retake. He does get taken down. Shot to the head from Bubble, and now it's just all on Robin. They know exactly where he is. GGs are called. There's the jump shot from Bubble. Trying to come in. And there you go. Through the wall, eventually, Victor will get taken down. So that's going to be it. Heartbreaking loss. I mean, it was so close all the way through.